Hey guys, it's Chris. From mysterious structures to gaps in the planet to animals beyond what we know and more. Join me as I show you 10 mysterious things found underwater. Number 10. The Google Earth underwater plane. Google Earth has revealed a lot of things to a lot of people over the years. But in 2018, a person found something he didn't expect. A plane that seemed perfectly intact, and yet was somehow underwater. The ghost plane, which sits at the coordinates 55 degrees 57 minutes 26 seconds north latitude and 3 degrees 5 minutes 35 seconds west longitude, was first reported by the Mirror Online, which was alerted to the weird artifact by Robert Morton, a mechanical fitter from South Yorkshire, England. He was looking over the area of Edinburgh, Scotland, when he saw the plane just resting in the waters off the coast. And obviously this took him aback, because this isn't the thing you're used to seeing on Google Earth. Was it aliens? Special technology? A lost craft? A ghost? Yeah, maybe more in that direction. So how did the plane get there? Well, simple. It wasn't there. When Google Earth is composed, it tries to make a seamless mosaic of the world piece by piece. But in doing so, they take multiple images from multiple heights, meaning that sometimes objects from a certain height get spliced into the shot that's seen by people. In this case, a plane was caught in the shot when they were taking the ones of this area, and thus when you looked at it, it seemed like the plane was underwater. Number 9. What other life lives in the oceans? Just when you think we have learned all we can about our world, something pops up to reveal that we didn't know everything. It's said that 2/3 of the life within the oceans are undiscovered. And given the great mass of water that's out there, well, it's very believable. 10 years ago, we thought there were at least 10 million species in the oceans. Now we think it's less than 1 million, said Ward Appeltans, a marine biologist with the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, also called UNESCO. It means that eventually we might be able to describe most of the unknown species. If you consider fish, we estimate there are 5,000 species still undescribed. We're discovering 150 new species of fish every year. 30 years at this rate and it's mission accomplished. For proof of this, look no further than the Mariana Trench. To this day, only 4 people have been down there, including legendary director James Cameron. And in total, these people were down there for only a couple of hours. Granted, during those hours they discovered a large variety of unknown creatures and plants, but imagine what someone could find if they had days to spend down there and not just hours. The fact is that the oceans hold many secret areas that could hold even more unknown life. So until we are able to venture into them, the question of just how much life is in the ocean will remain unanswered. Number 8. CENOTE ANGELITA Cave Underwater River. Believe it or not, there are some rivers that happen underwater, one of which is famously in the Black Sea. For certain divers, though, they head to CENOTE ANGELITA Cave in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico and observe an underwater river that's a bit different. Now, technically speaking, this flowing body of water isn't actually a river, but it does seem that way when you view it from a certain angle. What is truly going on here is a mixture of salt water and hydrogen sulfide, along with other natural minerals in the area. And that causes the salt water and the fresh water that's in the area to separate, making it seem like the area is moving like a river. The cloud of smoke that is made via this process is what helps sell the illusion of the underwater river, and it's what brings many people down to it because it makes the area seem more haunting and less alive as it appears to be moving as well. To reach this spot, you have to travel down 60 feet into the waters. And through that perspective, you'll go from crystal clear waters to a ghostly forest over a period of time. Number 7. Underwater Stonehenge. The real Stonehenge is a stone monument of questionable origin that can be found in England, while underwater Stonehenge is a strange stone monument of questionable origin that can be found in Lake Michigan in the United States. And when 2 scientists found it in 2007, they were quite shocked. This was discovered by a professor of underwater archaeology at Northwestern Michigan University College, Mark Holley, and his colleague Brian Abbot. They were going over the lake with some sonar equipment, looking for shipwrecks, and found the bizarre monument rather unexpectedly. Just as unexpected, it's been over a decade since the monument was found, and we still don't have answers as to what it is, what it isn't, and when exactly it was put there. Research put into the monument hasn't been conclusive, and more mysteries keep popping up the more it's looked at. For example, on one of the stones that are a part of the monument, there appears to be a drawing of a sort that features a mastodon. If it's real and can be verified, because it hasn't yet, that would mean that this monument was made at least 10,000 years ago, or so they suspect. What's even more curious is that Lake Michigan has been sailed on by people for many hundreds of years, yet only a decade ago was the monument discovered. Number 6. Yonaguni Monument. In Japan, there's a place called Yonaguni Island. Off the coast is one of the most highly contested monuments of our day. The Yonaguni Monument is a series of large rock formations that have the scientific world split as to whether this is a natural design or something made by man. So divided are they on this particular debate that it goes on to this day. The monument itself was found in 1986 by accident when a diver, the director of the Yonaguni Cho Tourism Association, was looking for a place to observe hammerhead sharks and stumbled onto this rock formation. He spread the word, and soon scientists led by Masaaki Kimur of the University of Ryukyu went to the formations to see what they were like. As for the debate, there are many sides and points to it that make sense when you put it into context. In regard to it being a natural formation, it's been proven by nature that weather and water can make objects and monoliths that seem man-made given enough time. What's more, certain scientists note that there are similar formations like this on the northeast side of Yonaguni, just not as big. On the other hand, the way the monument is designed has clear markings of human buildings, including right angles, having rocks be on platforms in specific ways, and even having a rock protrusion that looks like the carving of a human face. Some scientists believe that it was built around 2,000 to 3,000 years ago and was part of Yamatai, an ancient country of Japan. Number 5. New Jersey Deep Sea Graveyard. There's a mystery in the state of New Jersey that's been called the New Jersey Deep Sea Graveyard. It was discovered in 1985 when a man named Paul Hepler started to map out the bottom of the New Jersey coast and came upon something he didn't expect: 2 large locomotives. Upon diving down, he found that they were Planet Class 222T models, which is a very rare model of train, and one of the oldest models of steam train that were ever made in the United States. Just as odd, these trains were perfectly upright, which makes one think that they were placed there intentionally. But whether that's the case is unclear. There have been many dives to these trains to study them, but all the results report the same thing. It's not clear how they got there. The popular theory is that they came off a ship, but there's 2 problems with that theory. 1, there's no major damage on the trains that would show something like that, and 2, the trains themselves were never reported as missing or lost. Number 4. The Bimini Road. If you were to head to the Bahamas to go scuba diving, a popular attraction that would await you underwater is that of the Bimini Road. This is a half-mile-long stretch of rectangular limestone blocks, and no one is really sure why or how it got there, or what the purpose of it was at all. It was in September of 1968 that this road was discovered by Joseph Mason Valentine, Jacques Mayol, and Robert Angove. As the name suggests, some think that it was a road that eventually got drowned by the waters. Others think it may have been the beginnings of a wall of some kind, yet there's no evidence to suggest that these theories or others are accurate. This mystery is only added upon when you find out that this road is 18 feet below sea level. What's more, the road isn't comprised of similar shaped blocks. Many are different thicknesses, shapes, and more. The size also varies, with some being 10 by 13 and others being smaller than that with a length of maybe 7 feet. It's also been speculated that because they've been in the waters for many decades, the currents have weathered down the blocks that make the road and thus have ruined their true shape. Number 3. Doggerland. If you look at a map of Europe, you're going to notice that Great Britain isn't connected to the rest of the continent, but at one time it was. And this place is now referred to as Doggerland. Doggerland was a landmass, one that did indeed connect Europe to its northern regions. But between 6,500 and 6,200 BC, the area of land was flooded, and now it's submerged within what is now the North Sea. As for just how big it was, well, geographical surveys have suggested that it stretched from where Britain's east coast is now to the present-day Netherlands, west coast of Germany, and peninsula of Jutland. As for what it was like when it was around, findings point to it being not just a place that mammoths liked to roam, but it was also home to apparently many humans during the Mesolithic era. These findings include multiple remains of animals, many of which were unintentionally caught by fishing boats, weapons from the period of time, and more. Because of its size and potential wealth of information, it's been a constant point of study for geologists, archaeologists, and more. Number 2. Lake Baikal Mystery. In Siberia, there's a very unique body of water called Lake Baikal. It's the oldest, deepest, and largest freshwater lake on Earth, and it has a sediment deposit that's actually 4 miles deep. And due to its location in Siberia, it's a lake that is often frozen for much of the year, with its frozen surface sometimes lasting until June. Except in 2009, when satellite imagery showed 2 very perfect spheres in different parts of the lake. Now, a hole in the lake isn't odd per se, but 2 in very different areas that have the very same shape? Well, that is indeed odd. And for a long time, there was no reason why these circles existed in the lake. A theory later emerged that convection of some sort was causing the water to upswell in certain places, creating the circles. But that's not been proven, and many still feel that the true origin of these circles have yet to be determined. Plus, if it was a heating convection of some kind, why only 2 circles? And why in opposite sections of the lake? And why are they so small in context? These mysteries have yet to be solved. Number 1. The immortal jellyfish. There's a jellyfish out there that seems to have true immortality, as in the literal definition of living forever. The scientific name for this jellyfish is Turritopsis dohrnii, and it has a very unique ability that allows it to be immortal. Mainly, it doesn't become mature. The immortal jellyfish, which is the official nickname of the creature, will age until it's adult, and then it'll go and mate. And then once mating is done, it'll actually revert back to its younger form, or its juvenile form. Since it's basically young again, it'll start the aging process once more until it goes and mates, and then the jellyfish will revert back to its juvenile state and the cycle repeats. And since the cycle can repeat, it's immortal. However, it can obviously die via injury or being killed by a predator. This very unique jellyfish wasn't discovered until the 1990s, and scientists are honestly not sure how the immortal jellyfish does this act. To literally reverse aging is something that no other creature that's been found can do. Thus, research is being done to see what exactly can be learned from this creature. If the secret can be found, it could lead to some radical new medicine, or potentially the secret to immortality in humanity itself. Thanks for watching. What did you think of these mysterious finds? Which of these discoveries do you think is the most interesting of the bunch? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to World List, and I'll see you next time on the channel.